I've been learning Polish for like 5 days now.
Yeah.
And then it's funny when I tell people here writing about Joseph Conrad. Why are you writing about Joseph Conrad? I'm like, he wrote Heart of Darkness about Congo and Africa, of course. So I'm shooting a documentary about him. I'm shooting a documentary about not just Joseph Conrad, Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, and the African trilogy. So,
And which documentary is this making it into?
Marching on Blood is about the war in Eastern Europe.
You owe me fufu. Oh, listen, I want to try it so bad.
Okay.
For ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I grew up around a lot of Nigerians
And Cameroonians.
And Cameroonians
in Ireland.
In Ireland, and I was never given fufu. I was never given fufu, and it's all that I really ever wanted.
So I most likely will be going to Nigeria this summer, and when I come back, I hope to get a deal for you. So I'm going to get a recipe from my mom. Let's hope everything turns out well. If everything turns out well, and then I'm going to get some stuff back for you.
All right, but we still have the problem. We have nothing to pound the yam with.
We're going to blend it.
Do you have a blender that's strong enough to not be destroyed when you throw a yam in there?
We're going to make it so soft, just like mashed potato.
Oh wait, shit, because you have to cook it first.
Yeah, I have to cook it.
I forgot.
Blend it. Allow it to become so soft. Shred it.
And
then allow it to come out.
And you also need to let it ferment, right?
No, that's cassava. That's called akpu.
All right.
That's AKPU, akpu. That's a difference.
Had somebody fed me fufu when I was young, I would have known the difference.
By the way, I got some kashamana here from the shop.
Yes, I saw.
Yep, so I'm going to use kashamana today to eat my soup. So.
What is the thing I said when the Pope got elected?
No, don't say that. No. Don't say that.
That's my message. That's my message for the world. No.
You know, we didn't stream that live. The Pope's. We were in your room when the Pope got elected, and then we.
Well, I was outside, but I came while you guys were watching.
Yeah. An American Pope.
We'll see how that goes.
And the brothers were like everywhere. The Pope's brothers. They were like.
One of them is in Florida. That much I know.
So he went to see Trump. You know, Trump called him a MAGA fan, and then he was like, they were like everywhere. All the news stations were like coming to meet them, and I'm like, when it gets to America, it becomes a drama. They're like drama queens.
Unnecessarily so.
Oh, yeah, technically.
But okay. Any other questions?
Colonialism, Ireland, Nigeria. Okay. You guys were colonized for pretty much.
Well, yes, Ireland was colonized for a long time.
And Nigeria also was. You guys were missionaries in my country. We had lots of Irish St. Patrick's fathers, a lot of St. Patrick fathers. I wanted to become a St. Patrick missionary many years ago, but that's a long story now. So, colonialism, what about that? How did that affect life in Ireland for you?
Well, I mean, we speak English. The main and most noticeable thing is that we speak English, and Irish isn't very commonly used. And it's taught in schools, but not very well.
Yeah.
What can you do? Okay.
So what are we talking about today?
I don't know. We just went to a talk.
Yep. By
to lecture.
Dr. Maté Gabor.
Yes.
Gabor. Yeah. He knows about trauma. What did you get out of it?
I got out of it that apparently you marry somebody who is at the same trauma level that you are.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't know what I think about that because I'm not married yet. Getting there, maybe one day.
Okay. But the whole idea of trauma, did it resonate with you? Like, did you feel the whole idea of what I took away from that particular talk was the idea of genes not changing so fast, and normally that's biology, right? Genes don't get to change so fast as opposed to the stress women tend to go through, and then what causes their different levels of cancer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it can't all be genetic. Mm-hmm. I agree with that, especially if, all the sources and everything that he was citing are reliable in all the studies.
Yeah.
Then it can't all be genetic if it's changing that fast. There must be something going wrong, but it left me with kind of the question of like, But there was so much trauma before, so why now? Why are we seeing these rapid rises in numbers now if there was so much trauma before?
And there's this philosophical question: if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to see it and hear it, was there noise?
Did the tree even fall?
Yeah, stuff like that. So let's assume in a place like Congo that is poorly covered, in a place like Sudan where the news is poorly covered, as opposed to, let's say, Ukraine, as opposed to Palestine, Gaza, and stuff like that, where it's really, really covered in real time, as opposed like Iran. Iran recently, I think Israel just struck some air drones down there. I think we are seeing more, like in the West. There's
Do you
real
want to
time.
move the camera a bit closer because there's
No,
like
it's
people
fine. Yeah,
trying to avoid
it's
it.
public space. They know what to do. So in real time now, people are seeing more and more of these particular conversations happening to them in real time. So there's a bombing in Israel. There's a bombing in Gaza. It's uploaded immediately to the internet. To the internet. So what Israel did recently, they shut down the internet system in Gaza recently just to perpetrate a whole lot of stuff. And that's also the reason why they refuse journalists. International journalists are not allowed to enter Gaza.
Or they kill them.
Yeah, the local guys that are down there are the ones giving us the whole information. So you see this stuff. If the information is not uploaded on the real time and people are not seeing this, I think the trauma will not be that pronounced. You will just have this vague idea of what the trauma is. But now people are having this stuff sent to their phones in real time and they're having this stuff immediately. So I think that's the difference for me.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, there's still other traumas in the world that exist other than like seeing people die live on camera.
Sure.
And those traumas have been around. So, you know, if we take away all the trauma that, you know, people are traumatized for seeing what's happening in the world, all the wars and everything, but we are still left with all the traumas that have been around for centuries, forever.
Sure.
Why are we seeing such a spike in all of these diseases that are caused by trauma, according to Gabor?
What?
They're being caused by trauma, according to him.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing such a spike now if the trauma has been around? If we just take away we're seeing people die on our screens every day. Horrible.
I think one of the key stuff down here, I think, is people are becoming much more sensitive to things and events and how life ordinarily ought to be and how life ought to be lived. You know, people are becoming much more sensitive to racial treatment, racial profiling and stuff like that. Women are demanding their rights from men. You know, the whole idea of patriarchy is really, really falling under its own knife because many persons, of course, as it should. I agree with you, as it should, right? So I think people are recognizing their rights. People are becoming more and more exposed. The world is becoming a global village. So the woman in India who has been oppressed by the husband for a long time has access to the internet to check what her rights are and what life she can live better. Men and women are increasingly reading. A whole lot of persons are doing a whole lot of stuff, and I think people are becoming much more sensitive and becoming much more aware of their rights and their privileges as humans. That's one way I think I will go.
Okay. I get that. I understand.
So if me, who is from Nigeria, and you in Ireland get to
kind of Ireland.
Yeah, kind of Ireland.
Kind of Poland, kind of Ireland.
Yeah. So
where am I not from?
If someone like you who spent most of your time.
Are you not gonna fall?
I'm not. I'm not
on the
fall.
edge.
No, come on, relax. We're all cool. So if you who has lived most of your life in Ireland and then part of your life in or recent time now in this part of Europe, get to pick up their phone and look at things and look at how things are done. You have an idea of what Nigeria is.
I do.
And you said I'm owing you what? Nigeria word fufu.
You owe me fufu. Always. Listen, I want to try it so bad.
Okay.
Ever since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I grew up around a lot of Nigerians.
And Cameroonians. In Ireland.
And I was never given fufu and it's all that I really ever wanted.
So I most likely will be going to Nigeria this summer, and when I come back, I hope to I hope to get a deal for you. I'm gonna get a recipe from my mom. She's alive.
Let's hope.
So let's hope everything turns out well. If everything turns out well, and then I'm gonna get some stuff back for you.
All right, but we still have the problem. We have nothing to pound the yam with.
We're gonna blend it.
Do you have a blender that's strong enough to not be destroyed when you throw a yam in there?
We're gonna make it so soft, just like mashed potato.
Oh wait, shit, because you have to cook it first.
You have to cook it.
I forgot.
Blend it. Allow it to become so soft. Shred it.
And
then allow it to come out.
And you also need to let it ferment, right?
No, that's cassava. That's called akpu.
All right.
That's AKPU, akpu. That's a difference.
Had somebody fed me fufu when I was young, I would have known the difference.
We have the fufu, which is general for everything. So there's the akpu. There is the pounder yam, which you're talking about. And then there's the akpu is also called loi loi, which is made from cassava. And
I want to try everything for the record.
And then there is the ewedu. And then there is the alibo.
Okay.
And then the Yorubas have the like real deal. They make it from cassava. They make it from peeled yam, the bags of yam, dried one. They grind it. So it's a whole lot. It becomes like kashamana or semolina. By the way, I got some kashamana here from the shop.
Yes, I saw.
Yep. So I'm going to use kashamana today to eat my soup. So yep, that's cool. How often do you scroll through your phone as we wrap up?
How often do I?
How often do you scroll through your phone? How often do you get information about the things that can cause trauma in the world?
Because I mean, I scroll through my phone to see more than just the news. So are you talking just when I'm scrolling to see like when I see the world thing?
So,
I usually see all the like horrible things happening in the world when I'm on social media.
Yeah.
And I'm on social media a lot, unfortunately.
But do you go to social media to like get this info, or you go there to just browse through and then you?
Both, because sometimes I know I'm gonna find the info. I follow like pages that have the information. But also just for entertainment sometimes.
So more or less it's first for entertainment and then second for the news. Unlike me, who go first for the news.
Entertainment, yeah.
You first entertainment, me first for the news and then second for entertainment.
That's short form dopamine.
So definitely I follow pages like Zeteo, managed by Mendy. Follow Owen Jones, the British journalist, and then a couple of other guys. Miss Harina, why would I forget such a name? I have to. That's like a shame on my part. Like shame. So what message do you have for the world? Like, are you optimistic about the events of the world?
Oh my God!
And stuff
Deep question.
Yeah.
What message do I have for the world?
Yeah.
What is the thing I said when the Pope got elected?
No, don't say that. No. Don't say that.
That's my message for the world. No,
you know, we didn't stream that live. The Pope's. We were in your room when the Pope got elected, and then we.
Well, I was outside, but I came while you guys were watching.
Yeah.
I was at the walking towards the train station when he got elected. But when I got to my room,
and then
you guys were, screaming, yelling because Leo had just come out of the fucking whatever. And I was on call with my sister, and I had to hang up because I walk into my room. There is screaming, there is yelling. You are jumping up and down.
Because I was so happy that a Pope had been elected, and a new guy for that matter.
Pretty quickly too.
Yeah, like it was like one of the fastest ways of ordinarily getting a Pope.
Not like some of the conclaves in the past, which took years.
Come
It has happened a few times. It has happened a few times.
Yeah. So this was like pretty fast. This was pretty fast, and then
1.5 days.
An American also.
An American also, yeah.
An American Pope.
We'll see how that goes.
And the brothers were like everywhere. The Pope's brothers. They were like.
One of them is in Florida. That much I know.
So he went to see Trump. Trump called him a MAGA fan, and then he was like, they were like everywhere. All the news stations were like coming to meet them, and I'm like, when it gets to America, it becomes a drama. They're like drama queens.
Unnecessarily so.
Yeah, technically.
But okay.
Back to the question, how optimistic are you about the world? Peace, war, turmoil? down here is Ukraine facing a whole lot of stuff down there. On the other side is Georgia having its own
Yes, I'm aware.
fight one way or the other.
I'm aware.
And Iran, Iraq, Sudan.
And I know both Ukrainians and Georgians, and I cannot express how fucking sorry I feel for what's happening in their country right now.
Too. I know a whole lot of Georgians. I know a whole lot of Ukrainians too. And good people. Good people.
Good people. Good people.
Yep.
Yeah. My message. Am I optimistic about the world? It's hard to be right now. It really is hard to speak about politics and everything because it seems like it seems like every day. Kind of okay.
That's fine. That's fine. I get that all the time when I
I know, but we're talking about like the state of the world, and of course the Lega fans will not shut up. If there's a day, if the day comes when they shut up, that's the day the world ends. They do not shut up. Anyway, sorry. It's hard to be optimistic right now. Because it feels like every day it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All the stuff with ICE in the US right now. In general, just especially Sudan, Palestine, everything that's going on there. And you see it all the time. And going back to that, you see it all the time. And it's really hard to be optimistic right now. Just everything in general, even in Poland where politics are also a shit show. Yeah.
And then thank God you mentioned Poland. If you had told anybody 40 years ago that Poland would be what it is at the moment, with skyscrapers, with good buildings and stuff like that, many persons wouldn't have believed you. If you had told the Chinese that in 1989, if you had told them in 1989 after the protests in the square, that their life would be, I'm not saying there are no humanitarian violence happening down there, but there are, but then...
There are.
Yeah, but then there's still lots of optimistic ways of looking at life and looking at things. If you had told them that things wouldn't have worked out well for them 20, 30 years, they wouldn't have believed. And if you had told Europe that they won't come out from their wars and the different stuff they had, I think they wouldn't have... They would have believed you if you had told them they would not come out of their war, but it is from that particular place I'm still wanting to ask. If you've looked at history and you've looked at the chances that, Ukraine had fallen before, the Baltic countries had fallen before, the Balkan countries had fallen before, Poland had been occupied before, multiple times from the Lithuanian regime to the Swedish regime to the whole issue within the Soviet and all that. And the 21st century, things are like, fine if you walk through the streets of Krakow.
Fine if you're lucky enough to live in a country where they seem fine.
I'm not saying everything is completely fine in Poland, right? Or neither am I saying everything is completely fine in Georgia and all that. But as to 30, 40 years ago, things are like way better than that.
Well, yeah, depends where.
But with people like me and you, with young people, with your friend and your, should I say your roommate still?
Still my roommate. Hi, Janet. Love you.
She's Canadian. She's. Can't you look at this? Look at the optimism in the ambulance guy driving.
Almost ran me over and then yelled at me.
They are trying to go save a life. They
didn't have their sirens on. It was raining and it was dark and I had my hood on and they almost ran me over because they were running on a green light for pedestrians. Their sirens weren't on. They almost ran me over. It was raining, it was dark, I had my hood on, and they got out and they yelled at me. Because they were trying to pass on a green light, on a pedestrian green light, and I almost got killed by an ambulance. At least they were already there.
I'm sorry for that experience, but I want to believe they were like trying to go save somebody and for whatever reason.
Fucking sirens on.
Yeah, that's a sad one.
And then they were angry that I didn't notice that they were coming.
I'm sorry for that experience.
It was dark, it was raining, I had my hood on, no sirens, nothing, just trying to plow through a green light for people.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
True. But with such optimism we get to see from people like this, you still get to see that the war I don't want to preach pessimism. I'm not saying there are no dark sides, there are no rape, there are no crazy stuff and stuff like that. But I'm like, we cannot tell this to our children, that there's no hope.
If any of us live to have children.
Yeah.
Because we might not.
There's definitely not going to be a nuclear kind of stuff that is just going to drop everybody down. We're not going to have that particular shit
You can't
happening
be
anytime
sure
soon.
about that.
I can't be sure about that, but I'm African. I'm very, very optimistic about the world. I look at the world history and I look at the things that have happened. And I think we can change the world. We can make the world a better place.
We can't. Power is within the people or whatever.
Yeah, Game of Thrones actually,
I actually haven't watched Game of Thrones, so don't.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, but I have read J.R.R. Martin's. I keep on mixing names. J.R.
It's George Martin and J.R.R. Tolkien.
Oh, J.R.R. Martin's and
No,
J.R.R.
it's George or Martin.
That's J.R.R. Martin's.
No, that's Tolkien. J.R.R. Tolkien.
J.R.R. Tolkien's and J.R.R.
It's not
Martin's.
George Martin. Who the fuck is George Martin?
George R.R. Martin is the one who wrote Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's
and then
what I'm
J.R.R. Tolkien is
Yes.
the one who wrote
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. So
I know. I have a Lord of the Rings tattoo. I know. I love the Lord of the Rings.
So you see, we should be optimistic about the world. Power resides where people think power resides.
Yeah.
So
Within the people.
within the people, but many persons think power resides in a different place. So that's that.
That's that. Power resides within the people. Yeah. Any other questions?
Colonialism, Ireland, Nigeria. You
Okay.
guys were colonized for pretty much
Yes,
very, very
Ireland
long
was
period of time.
colonized for
Yeah.
a long time.
And Nigeria also was. You guys were missionaries in my country. We had lots of
Probably.
Irish St. Patrick fathers, a lot of St. Patrick fathers. I wanted to become a St. Patrick missionary
Okay.
many years ago, but that's a long story now. So colonialism, what about that? How did that affect life in Ireland for you?
Well, I mean, we speak English. It's the main and most noticeable thing is that we speak English and Irish isn't very commonly used. And it's taught in schools, but not very well.
Yeah.
What can you do? I mean, they should actually change the way that they approach the way that they teach the language. I am considering going back and relearning Irish all over again.
Okay.
Because I left school and I forgot all of it.
Yep.
Even though I did it for 13 years. Wait, 8 plus 5? 13 years of my life.
That's a
and
whole,
studying a lot
that's
of
a whole lot of
And-
learning, and then you forgot everything.
And I pretty much forgot everything. Because even when I was writing my exams, I didn't really even know that much.
Okay.
Once you pass primary school in Ireland,
Mhm.
the way that Irish is taught in most cases is that you are just learning things off by heart. You are
Yeah.
not actually learning the language. You are learning how to write certain essays off by heart. You are
Yep.
learning how to answer questions off by heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's schools that are Irish only,
Mhm.
as in they only speak Irish. In the school during math lessons, everything.
Math lessons.
Everything is taught in Irish,
Ooh,
apart
ooh.
from English and foreign languages, so Gael skulls, of course. And they would obviously have, better scores in Irish. They also have a different Irish exam than all the students in English-speaking schools in Ireland.
Yep,
They have, all their exams are in Irish, everything.
Yeah.
So they'd obviously be better, but in general, in public schools, I felt like it wasn't taught very well, and I think that rings true. I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I was, sort of learning this language.
Yeah.
Things were being sort of explained to me, but not really.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I go into my last 2 years of school right
Yep.
before my exams, and I'm expected to know everything. And I don't know because nobody taught me. And I mean, I don't want to insult my Irish teachers, honestly, because you know what? Teachers deserve, most teachers. There's been some bad teachers here and there. There's been some. But, they came in every day, they tried their best. It's not their fault the curriculum sucks. Because the curriculum sucks for the most part.
Okay.
But, I didn't have a lot of teachers who sat down and explained the grammar to me in detail.
Yeah.
And I wish they had. I have like one memory of my fourth class teacher in Ireland teaching us songs to remember all of the...
Fallen heroes.
No, not fallen heroes. To remember all of the verb tenses.
Okay.
So I still remember those songs, and I learned that way. And we had like these sheets that had all these verb tenses, and we had to memorize all of them. But they did. I don't know. We had all that, and the song stuck with me that I learned.
So,
But I don't know. I feel like it wasn't really. It was expected because you are learning from such a young age.
yeah,
It's expected that you know it intuitively, and most people do not, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you are doing Irish an hour a day, maybe give or take less or more, and then you go home and you're not thinking about what you just did. You do your homework, sure, and maybe during your homework you can think about what you learned in class,
Yeah.
but you're not really sitting with it every day. And so they teach you in class, but then you don't really practice it, and
yeah.
it goes away really quick.
What other stuff about colonialism can still be felt in Ireland?
Well,
Hmm.
ha ha ha. Well, obviously, there's the divide between Northern and
course.
the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
Thankfully, a bit less violent nowadays, thankfully, than it used to be. But obviously, all those protests, which weren't that long ago, all the, throwing shit at literal children walking out of primary schools, what is wrong with people? All of that, just because, oh, they're Catholic, oh, they're Protestant. Shut the fuck up, politely. Actually, impolitely, shut the fuck up. That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
So, there you go. And I think another big thing that can be felt, big thing, like statistically, it's a big thing.
Yep.
It's the population of the country.
Increasing or shrinking?
That the population of the country still has not recovered from the famine.
Yeah. The potato famine, right?
The Great Famine, yes,
Yeah.
the big one, which I don't remember what year it was. Sorry to all my history teachers, whoops.
You guys still like Irish
Sorry
potato
for all
down
the
there?
history teachers I just offended by not remembering the dates of the famine.
Is Irish potato still a big thing?
Sorry, what?
Is Irish potato still a big thing?
Potato?
Yeah.
People eat potatoes. But colonialism, this was because
Yeah.
the disease
Yeah.
took over the potatoes. But there was other food
Yeah.
that the British were shipping out to the UK,
Yeah.
to Britain. And like imprisoning or, Irish people for trying to eat their own food.
Yeah.
So they left Irish people with the potatoes, which were rotting because there was a disease going around.
Sure.
So they had nothing to eat, and all of the other food, which was perfectly fine, shipped out of the country, and Irish people were not allowed to eat it. That is why Ireland's population is 8 million, and because so many people died and so many people emigrated, even with the large immigrant population in Ireland,
Yeah.
which I was a part of, even with that, the country still has not even returned to its
Normalcy.
pre-famine population, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the only countries in the world that has a smaller population now than it did like 100, 200 years ago.
True.
Colonialism, the population. So that's one thing that it's not felt day to day, because you're not like, oh, there's like less people than there was 200 years ago. That's crazy. But in statistics of a country, that's still, actual. There's still way less people than there used to be before people were forced to either leave Ireland or starve to death or died of disease because they were bleeding.
There's a whole lot about colonialism down there. It's also felt also in Nigeria. Unfortunately, English.
When does it? Oh, you
English.
mean it failed? I mean colonialism. What do you mean?
It failed, and also it still failed. I mean, it still
This is
failed.
bad.
Yeah. My Indian friend told me colonialism is always bad.
Never good. Never.
There's no conversation to be had
There's no
about
conversation. There is no
the
excuse for it.
importance of colonialism. It's always bad. That's Joydeep.
And he enjoyed it, but correct.
Joydeep said to me, colonialism is always bad. Always bad. Full stop.
There is not what good thing can come out of colonialism for the people who were originally in that land. What good thing can come out of colonialism?
Nothing.
In the long run.
And unfortunately,
Culture is lost. People die. People get hurt. War is over for nothing.
sure.
Nothing good comes out of it.
And unfortunately, many Nigerians and many persons still believe colonialism has its own positive sides. I don't believe so. Those development and civilization could have still happened to the people, nonetheless in a different way, in a mutual agreement, in a mutual way of interaction, than the seven master kind of shit that took place. And many persons are failing to look at this and failing to see this, and it's so very very unfortunate that it happened down the way it happened, and colonialism is always bad.
I do not think anybody could, or there is any example where colonialism happened without violence, and there is nothing you could say to me to make me believe that violence of any kind is good.
People are out there. People are out there who believe certain persons have to be colonized. There are still some Nigerians who still peddle the philosophical argument that Nigerians weren't colonized enough, so they needed to be colonized to a certain level so that they will meet up with the advancement of the modern world, so to say, or the Western world, and all of those type of shitty
All
kind of
that is
arguments. Bullshit, of course, bullshit.
I think all of that it hurts a little bit to think about it because it's when people stop thinking of other people as people.
Yeah.
Dehumanization, not fun, not good.
Yep.
Don't recommend 0 out of 10.
Of course, me too.
It's not good. We are all people,
Yep.
all of us.
Yep.
And we are all come out the same. I mean, some of us are cut out, some of us come out, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, we all come out.
Yep.
We all die. We are all people.
Yeah.
And not a single one of us, as we are born, there is no one baby that's better than another baby.
Of course.
And at the end of the day, you are just a grown-up baby.
Same thing I tell people about the whole saga between Russia and Ukraine, between Gaza and Israel, between Sudan and Congo, and all of those type of conversations. People are dying. At the heart of all of these conversations of who is in the wrong, who is in the right, people are dying, and most of the times, people who die are those who never had any say as to what gave rise to the war. They are the ones dying. They are the ones being killed. Ukrainians are dying. Russians are dying. Palestinians are dying. Israelis are dying. And
well, all of the politicians who are the reason behind this get to sit in their fucking offices and watch all of it happen.
And then
politely, fuck you.
Young people that enlisted into wars, they never had any say about. They just go down that particular, and then they are called heroes. If you look at the statistics for the Vietnamese War, you look at the young people that died down there, if you look at the young Americans that died in Iraq, the ones that died in Afghanistan, and all of those shitty kind of proxy wars and all those type of things America needs to go to war, people are just dying. Meanwhile, we live in an era of abundance. You can pick up your phone, order food from anywhere you want to order food from.
Yeah.
And then it's delivered down to you. Look, I just used my Face ID and look at what is popping out.
That's Gaza.
Gaza. I would not slide up to.
For context for viewers, like bombs going off in Gaza.
Of course, always look at this is Owen Jones, always Gaza. I wouldn't go four places without getting another Gaza hit. Either literature Gaza, Congo, Sudan. We can live in fucking peace.
We can, just why aren't we? I do not understand how a human being could ever say we need war. Ever.
War has never brought peace, agree?
And it's never been necessary.
And it will never bring peace.
It is never, there's no reason ever to start a war. You cannot blame a country for trying to fight back.
Yep.
However, there's never been a reason to start a war. Never.
Because nobody really wins a war.
Nobody wins a war.
Both sides return with souvenirs of eternal wounds, like Father Chinonso will say in his poem, Ozomena. He wrote
the...
Yeah, your bag is still there, of course. So, nobody wins a war.
Nobody wins a war, and there is no reason ever to start a war. Not oil, not gas, not nothing. Not
minerals, none of those shit. War power, war dominance, feel important. Nothing.
Stop killing people.
Let people live. Do you know how many persons would have been doctors, engineers, lawyers, bankers, philosophers who are in war fronts at the moment? A lot.
I can't believe that it even has to be said, stop killing people, but actually stop killing people.
In the fucking 21st century, we are still determining how many persons ought to be killed and what killing should be justified or not. Like, this was supposed to be like the apex of civilization, the 21st century, where you can pick up a phone here and I can call my mother in Nigeria. You can call your mother in Ireland.
I can.
and we were supposed to like be very, very, very sophisticated. We use Wi-Fi. We use WeShare. We use Zenda.
You use Wish.
WeShare. People still use Zenda.
Zenda. You use Wish.
WeShare. WeShare.
Oh, WeShare. Sorry,
Yeah.
I heard Wish. Oh my
No,
God.
no, no. People still get to use WeShare. People get to use a whole lot of stuff to send information fast, real time. But for one single reason, the most important thing that sets us apart from other animals, so we want to believe, our cognitive ability. We've just failed to fucking use that guy.
Yeah, we have all this cognitive ability and we're not really using it smartly, you know.
We have been making bombs and ammunitions.
For what?
And I think also the whole idea of the proximity and the propinquity to the war is also something, you know. Now you can just stay in an office and punch some drones and then you hit a target and people die, and I think you don't feel it because you don't see it.
All you did was press a button.
Just press the button and then people get to die, and so many persons think it's not that traumatic for them as it used to be when you needed to like pull a rifle close range and stuff like that. Where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? I don't know. You asked me for my message to the world and I don't really even know. Stop killing people. There's never any excuse for war.
Never.
There's like so, you know, why are we so why are people so hateful? Another great question.
Yeah.
Do we have to hate everything and everyone?
Nope.
You know, I sometimes jokingly say I hate everything and everyone. I do not.
I love people.
I love people.
I love the world.
Love is love. Very important one. Love is love, bitches. So remember that. Your God is not an excuse to hurt and kill other people.
Of course.
No matter what God you believe in, what you believe in, what you don't believe in.
Yep.
He is not an excuse.
Yep.
Okay? To kill people. Okay? So that is my message to the world. It's not an excuse to hurt people. It's not an excuse to hate people.
Yeah.
And I think we could all use a little bit more love in this world. So.
Yeah, just a little bit of love. A little bit of love would dispel all the darkness we have around.
I think if we got over our egos, because, you know, if we got over our egos, oh, me, I'm better than everyone and everything.
Oh, don't get me started on Freud, please.
No, I'm not getting you started on Freud. I'm saying, you know, if we stopped looking at ourselves
oh, that's what you said. Okay.
so much,
Yeah.
you know, me, I'm, you know, better than everyone, everything.
Yeah.
I'm the one that matters.
Sure.
And if we looked, you know, we live in a world with 8 billion other people. You know, you do not matter more than anybody else.
Of course.
And I think that, unfortunately, a lot of people who are the people in power are very often the people who believe that they are better than everyone else, more worthy than everybody else, and you are not. But obviously, you know, me saying that, some random 20-year-old saying that is not going to change anybody's mind, probably.
We hope it changes your mind, you know.
We hope it changes your mind, but it probably won't.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what the fuck do I know? I'm 20 years old, and
you know,
for some people, that's I don't know anything.
Not 20 years of experience.
Yeah, and for some
Island.
people, that's nothing. Apparently, I've heard that being said. Oh, what do you know? You know nothing. You know nothing about life.
You're a baby. You don't know anything. They want you to be 60 years, and then your heart becomes a heart of stone, and all that about shitty kind of stuff, and then they think that's what life ordinarily should be. No. Life is what we are living at the moment. Love people, care for people, even those you don't know, even those you have never met. Just allow people be people.
And tell people you love. Oh, this is not. Tell people you love them.
A lot. Many persons.
While they're still alive. This is an important thing. While people are still alive, tell them you love them.
Yep.
Okay? It's stupid that we, you know, the only time we talk about how much we love the person is at their funeral. No. Tell that person you love them today, okay?
Yep.
Tell people you love them,
Yeah.
because that's important.
That's what we are closing with. Tell people you love people all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
Tell people you love them.
For sure. I love you.
Love you. I tell you all the time. That.
Yeah, you do. You do all the time. You're my G. I call you Mama Africa.
Why do you call me Mama Africa?
Because you want to test all African dishes and stuff like that. So yeah.
I do. I'm very curious. I want food.
You want food?
I want
Okay.
food. I want African food specifically.
You want African food?
But Africa is a huge continent. I want to try it all. I'm open to everything.
I'm gonna go to Africa someday.
Maybe one day.
Someday. Soon.
Yeah,
and that's it.
pretty soon. How much is the ticket to Nigeria? I'd go with you.
It's,
Unfortunately, I'm spending my money on Bulgaria now. I'm gonna
gonna
be
check.
at the beach.
I was trying to get a ticket. Let me check what it costs.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a few days at the beach in Bulgaria, and I'm very excited about it, of course. Yeah, my parents don't know. Maybe I'll tell them, maybe I won't.
Okay.
Too late, because I already bought the tickets, so they can be mad at me. It's fine.
Okay. You're talking about 1,100.
Oh, it's in euros. Over 1,000.
1,000 euros.
That's one way.
Round trip.
Round trip. Okay.
Yep.
Maybe one day when I have like a job, a stable, an actual job. I don't have a job right now. My only job is teaching in Polish, and I'm not getting paid. So.
You teach me Polish because I want to speak Polish.
Right now?
Just don't embarrass me before the camera. Just like
Okay.
basic introduction. Yep.
Jak się nazywasz?
Jestem Mateusz.
You are not Mateusz.
I'm Mateusz. My baptism name is Matthew. Okay, let's do the typical stuff.
Jak się nazywasz? Jak masz na imię?
Jestem Mateusz Maslowski i Herbanowski. Okay, that's a joke.
Mateusz Maslowski i Herbanowski, everybody.
Jestem Mateusz Maslowski i Herbanowski.
I Herbanowski. 2 in 1.
Okay, jestem Mateusz Emeka. Why do you guys say Germans? Nobody understands Germans.
Well,
Because nobody understands Germans actually.
it's like the people who don't speak. That's
Yeah, because they don't
what
speak.
Niemcy literally translates to. I didn't come up with this.
And
You
then,
know what?
and then,
Germany, why not?
and then I died when you guys told me about
Italy?
Italy. Yeah, those guys with so many hairs on their body.
Okay, just the hairs. It's literally just hairs. I didn't come up with this. To all my bald Italians out there, stay strong.
Okay.
To all my bald Italians, love y'all.
So I get to say at this point do jutra?
Do jutra. Do widzenia.
Do widzenia.
He's learning. We're only 5 days in, you know. He's learning. He's doing good.
Yep.
We have what, 5 more days? 5 more days, I think.
I've been learning Polish for like 5 days now.
Yeah, we have 4 more days because Wednesday you have your exam. So.
And then it's funny when I tell people here writing about Joseph Conrad. They're like, what are you writing about Joseph Conrad? I'm like, he wrote Heart of Darkness about Congo and Africa, of course. So I'm shooting a documentary about him. I'm shooting a documentary about not just Joseph Conrad, Chinua Achebe's Things Fall Apart, and the African Trilogy. So.
And which documentary is this making it into? Or is it a documentary?
Marching on Blood.
What?
Marching on Blood is about the war in Eastern Europe.
Okay, wonderful. But we didn't talk about Eastern Europe that much.
We will. Next time, sometime.
Next time.
It's dark. Our boss
Are
is
we done?
coming.
Let's
Yep.
go.
Jesus Christ, you said that. Damn.